Okay, I put up. I wanted to make a quick screencast to get this up. I'll try and redo the screencast. Because this is going to be rough. Okay, but I've put up. Okay, this is an example of putting a solid UI on top of cross-stream, and specifically onto cross-stream using x-macos-pasteboard as a frame generator. Yeah, an experiment. Okay, so we'll just a quick recap if you're not familiar with x-macos-pasteboard. It's just a little CLI utility that writes the raw clipboard data to send it out every time you copy something. Okay, so let's go with the example. Let's create a store. Oops, I've got an old one, get rid of that. Okay, cat running a store. Okay, and then, okay, so then we're going to register that CLI as a generator on the store. So let's do that down here. Okay, so now anytime I copy something, that is going to be appearing on the clipboard. And so last, and then look at what's in the CAS. We can see it's the raw clipboard data. Okay, I'm going to skip. And so the next step after you have raw clipboard data is to map the clipboard data into something that's usable. But I'm going to skip that for the moment. Let's start the solid UI. And open the page. Okay. No. Okay, so what do we got here? So we've already got, so okay, so this is the solid UI, and it basically just has a long poll to the, especially just doing this access cat store -f. So it's seeing all the data. So anyway, so it's seeing all the data come from the access store, and it's only looking for two topics. The first topic you're looking for is PB receive, which is which will receive one of those whenever x-macos-pasteboard emits a new line, and so we're seeing the raw data. The other thing it's looking for is events of type content. So the idea is, so here we'll grab this ID, and so that's actually, we just copied that. You can see we copied it from Safari. Anyway, so yeah, let's take this event.get. So there's the event, get the CAS data from JSON. Yeah, so this, so you can kind of like, so if we basically decode this, we will get, well, let's just do it. Pipe through, what do we want? Get, type, start. I'm sure I've copied this at some point. Yes. Pipe through, decode. Okay, so that's the raw data that we copied. So what we can do, we can map that event. So we pipe the event off the store and then map it back to the store access_append.store, and then we append it with the topic content. And I'm going to do this using the shell. Append content, and then we're going to give it some metadata. We're going to say this updates, and then the event that we're mapping, it updates this. Okay, so and what the solid UI is set up to do is when it sees a content event comes in that updates the raw event, it'll replace the raw event with the content event. So let's do that. Okay, yeah, so it's now mapped it to the underlying raw content. And what I've got the UI showing is you can kind of like see the history for this stream of events. So this is like the latest version, but the previous version is the raw data, and that is useful for debugging, which I'll show in at the end. Okay, great. Okay, so, but you don't want to have to sit here on the command line manually mapping everything. So, so this is an event handler, handler pb.map. Okay, so what the handler does, it's looking for frames that are pb receive. So if it's not a pb receive event, it just exits early. Then it grabs the types. So and then it looks to see is this a PNG, like is it sitting on is basically this is an image sitting on the clipboard, and if it does, it appends it to the stream with topic content, updates the frame ID and then content type image. Otherwise it goes looking for that text field we just played with. Oop. I can get rid of this line. I'll do that later. And yeah, otherwise, yeah, it just puts the text content onto the event stream and doesn't mark the content type. So let's register this event handler with cross.stream. So we should see, okay, registered. Okay, so at the moment, event handlers for cross.stream will only pick up new events coming in, so it's not going to map all our old events. It's kind of on the to-do to be able to say sort of, anyway, to be able to start not from the tail of the stream. But okay, but going forward now, anything that we copy is going to get mapped. So I just copied this, and there's the raw data, and it just got mapped to this. And because we did images, I don't know, what can we copy? Oh yeah, this is fun. Anyways, the reason why I set this up is so it can be a base to explore the clipboard data for Linux. Anyway, so I want to take a screenshot for my friends on Discord who are interested in getting this going for Linux. And so here's the raw clipboard data. We got this like gigantic base 64 PNG. But that was mapped to just the raw image data. And so this is why it's interesting to be able to see the raw data. Okay, so if you go like, say if you go right click, copy image, you would think that would put we'd get the image back here in our solid clipboard UI. But here we go. This is gonna go really slow because, anyway, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Copy. It's taking a while. What's taking so long? So when you copy an image this way, macOS does not put a PNG on the clipboard. It puts the world's biggest .tif on the clipboard, and it also puts like that whatever it was that. It also puts, the data also has one of these in it. And so that's what we're seeing here. But so we can go back and look at the raw data. This will be super slow because it's huge. Yeah, you can see, okay, no public.png, but we do have public.tif. And the reason why we can see something is because it does have this field here, and that's what's getting shown. So you could kind of go, oh, okay, I need to update the handler. So when a TIFF comes in, I probably don't want to keep as a TIFF because that's way too big, but maybe the handler could convert it to a PNG and that's what it could append as the content, and then you'd have the PNG here. So hopefully this is like useful as a debugging tool to be able to flip from the raw data to the map data, so you can kind of like iterate on the map. Anyway, I'll stop this here and run it past people.